Hey, we're back to the live action, and this is the jump off that you were referring to,
Yeah,
Debbie.
the 100 jump off. This is the handy round, and now they're going to trot this jump, and honestly, you're going to see that it's different than the other round because they're going to do it more quickly. Oh, not only did she trip coming up the bank, she knocked the trot jump down too, which, as we saw, this score will be reflected in the 45 or lower, which is really too bad. And they're taking back the lowest scores to the highest scores. So it's going to be sort of nail biting at the end because the best and highest score will be coming back last. So, but that was still, this girl got in the final round, which is great. So it's all experience.
Coming down that last line is where you show off to the judges as much as you can, but with that rail down, that's going to just kill her score.
Yeah, it's 45 or lower no matter what. They have a designation. And Steve, how hard is it to knock that big trot jump off? Isn't that a heavy-ish rail?
It really is.
It's like a tree.
It's like a tree trunk. It's not as heavy as a tree trunk.
But the boys can't even pick it up, and the horse knocked it down
it'll take two
easily.
Of them. He actually rolled it off. It was sort of balanced up there on
for the horse's safety.
Yeah, for the safety.
Yeah, we wouldn't want, obviously you can hit it and the horse didn't fall.
You have to have safety built into all of it, so that's part of the sport.
Now coming in, you're going to see them going to the first jump, which was their first jump. They're just going to make a loop.
So this is our listing, Deb, where we are. First place. I should say the standing order so far.
Yes, it is. Yeah, it is, yep.
Aren't we coming back in reverse order?
Reverse order,
and
we
it's
are.
reverse order. So Victoria was in the #1 position. Mm-hmm. And that's our group of 12.
Okay, so see how they just went to the first jump? She just rolled, we call it rolled right back on it. Like didn't give the horse a long time to see the jump and went right to it. And same thing here, she's not going way to the end of the ring. She's going what we call a short path. She's trying to get the shortest path to go to these jumps now. Now she does the 2-stride, 1, 2, and she's over it. And now she's how tight she's turning, just like the jump off. See? It's the 100 jump off. And then this is the trot jump where they have to go down to a slower gait and trot. And she did that nicely. And now we're going to we have the best seats right here. They come right up here. It's almost so close you could touch the horse.
I don't know if he broke a little bit.
He trotted. That would be definitely
that could be
deduction.
A little bit of a
deduction
for him. He might have taken a trot step
and didn't need to.
You're
not supposed to trot, only the trot jump.
Mm-hmm.
Not the new derby bank.
It'll be interesting to see what comes up in the score. Jumped a beautiful Oxford.
They're jumping that Oxford. Incredible. Just incredible. And this is like a lot of strides, so they want to see how this horse is galloping? They want to see the horse really galloping to the last jump. They call it brilliance in show jump, in hunters.
As in the first round, you had 4 of the high options, and now you're down to 2.
That's correct.
You only get 2 extra points
in
this round versus the 4 extra points in the first round.
So that's our second one on course. 10 left.
And it intensifies because we're working our way to our #1 horse and rider of the day.
It does. Believe me, it does.
Now, as someone who's been in that position, you're now waiting in the wings. You're in one of the side ring. Are you aware of what's happening in this Grand Prix ring, what the other riders are doing?
Yeah, you keep your tab. Somebody's watching for you. But, you know, you're pretty much concentrating on it's not what they do, it's what you do. So when they falter, you're sort of like, okay, it's not going to be maybe quite as hard to win because they made a mistake. Not that you wish it on your competitors, but it happens.
Takes a little of the pressure off.
It does. But, you know, you're so focused. You're almost oblivious to other things. You're so focused. Okay, here comes Victoria. This is sort of a new mount for Avalanche. He's named appropriately. He's one of those gray ones again.
You know, she is so smooth in her rides, and her horses love her. They just, you know, it must be a pleasure to have her ride them.
I was telling everyone she's certainly one of my favorites, hunter or jumper. She's so versatile in her riding.
Yeah, she's definitely a superstar in her own right now, but she's definitely going to be our equestrian superstar in the future. She's got a really good team behind her. Her parents have always been strongly behind her and supported her. She makes things look like it's not even happening. And
Element of disguise. She does it the best.
That's one of her plus. I mean, she can be a little bit long or a little bit short, and she'll just sit there and you go, was she long or was she short? I don't even know. She just makes it happen.
She looked perfect. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, we've talked a lot, Steve, about it's a horse-rider combination, and it's your equine partner, and it's a partnership. One has to do with the other. It has to really make it happen. It's not, you both have to be on a day.
Then again, you know, even as good as her ride can be, it is this score, it does come from the horse's style.
Yes, it does. Yep. So that was the best ride. Now we have to see if the judges felt that was the best jumping horse along with the best ride, because it does take both.
Stylish is what this is all about.
It's still a jumping contest, as you always say.
Yeah.
It's still a jumping contest, huh?
That's what Steve always says. It's still a jumping contest. It's all in how good that horse jumps.
We're talking about the wearing of the
Formal attire?
formal attire.
Yes.
That it's something that you don't have to, but it's recommended.
It really sets, again, you can't take the look at the horse without looking at the rider. So the formal attire would be like going to a wedding and not wearing a tuxedo. They still get married, but it's not the same.
And a lot that people may not know, that the formal attire is all functionable. The tie that they wear around their neck can be used for a leg bandage for the horse. If he were to be out 20 miles out into the field, it can take over as a leg bandage. You can wrap the horse's leg for an injury. There are other appointments that we call them appointments that they put on part of the tack. A whip is a rider that would wear maybe the pink coat and, you know, lead the pack, and he'll have an extra stirrup leather around his chest in case somebody breaks the stirrup leather. He'll have pliers on his appointments. He can cut a wire fence down. He can do a lot of different things. So it's the appointments of formal attire is functionable too.
And it's a derivation of the history of this great sport. And you throw in a couple of foxes and you've got...
You got a fox hunt.
It is tradition and history. It has a lot of tradition and history. It's hard to let go of it, honestly, especially the hunters. They like their tradition and history.
So Victoria's in the ring right now?
No, Victoria
she
finished
just
up
went
on
out.
the gray.
She went out?
Yeah, she's out. This is the next rider.
Okay.
And she's taken a long approach to trot. She started her trot quite far back. And a lot of times you'll watch them canter right up 2 strides, maybe 4, go boop, boop, trot, trot, hop, go. You know, it all depends. And some of these riders are maybe their first derby that they're doing.
She had a little bobble. The horse, she asked for it to change its lead, so she was on what we call the leading lead to go to the bank, and the horse took a bobble to the right and changed to the right and back to the left, and that will be a little bit, not a huge, but it still will be reflected in her score.
It's faultable.
Yes. And she's going for the last line. Look at her, Steve. She's just, okay, let's give it our best. Let's gallop it.
She took the low option side.
Yes, she did.
Those extra 2 points help out. when you get those extra 2 points added onto your score. That's a big deal.
We were saying it was risky in the first round because the first high option, a lot of people took it, knocked it down. Then you saw more people not take it, and then people did. But it definitely is a risk because if you knock it down, you get a 45 or lower. If you don't knock it down and do it well, you only get 2 points. So 1 point for each high option. So it's a risk.
Yeah. But if you're out to win,
You take the risk.
you got to take the high side.
Yeah.
If
that's
you
the risk.
come here today and you want to come out of here the winner, you got to go in your mind, you enter that ring doing the high side and get the 4 extra bonus points.
You have to go for it. If not, you can't leave those points on the table, that's for sure.
All or nothing, I guess, right?
Yes, all or nothing, for real.
Well, from the 2 rounds, it'll add up to be 6 points. And 6 points in a 100 round, that's the difference between an 81 and an 87. That's a big jump.
Now here's a girl who came in and took this long option instead of coming down what we call the chalet side and rolling back on the jump, which is much harder to do. She took the long approach. So the judges will say, okay, in her score, even though she didn't make a mistake at it, still she's not being handy or using the jump off type course to enhance her score.
I personally build it. I don't like the rollback to the first fence. And I've had it happen to me, and now lately I've been trying to design a track that you come from the end gate straight away to that one, and you don't do that little rollback at number 1.
And Steve just came off of doing the big derby, the final derby, the U.S. HJA derby, which we spoke about before in Kentucky. He just was the course designer for that.
So that's something that, in your preference, you'd rather not?
Well, I built a course before, and I had it going back toward the end gate. And then what happens is the riders get so clever that they created something that I didn't expect they were going to do, and they did it. And I sort of go, well, I didn't want that. So I didn't think it was necessary to try to win it at fence number 1. So from then on, I'm trying to face it a little bit coming out of the end gate that they can just gallop straight away and get it, but it just puts another element to it.
But Steve, it's you against the field of 40 or so.
No, wait a minute. I want to break. It is not me against them. It's my job to build a course
Yes.
that the riders can get a really good round out of, and the judges give the score. I don't want my course to be the element that makes the winning horse. Really, you want to build a performance so that the horse can perform well and the judges can give that big old score. And I love those big old scores.
Yes. You know, for many years, Conrad Homefeld was doing some work here at the Hampton Classic, I guess, and we would always talk about the black water of Bridgehampton.
The black hole.
The black
You're
hole.
not kidding.
And it seemed like there was such pleasure in that black hole that it was.
He loved the black
He loved
water.
the black hole.
I
And
tell
more
you,
and more
boy,
guys.
did we practice black waters before we came after that.
Yeah.
No, we
Isn't
got
that something?
black paint or dye, and we made our simulated waters all black. It was like the horses didn't want to jump because it looked like the black hole.
I think what we just saw here on this horse, the left-hand rollback is what the class is going to call for.
Correct. Tori's done it on her horses, and 2 other people have done it.
A very impressive group today, wouldn't you say?
Oh,
Debbie?
there's not one horse out here, even ones who did something because they were unsure, would I not want to be riding. I mean, that's
I'm
a
not
lot
sure
out
that
of
this
all
horse
these.
didn't maybe just miss a turn after the end. Can't you roll back? She had to go all the way around the water shut.
Yeah, I
maybe
think she missed the cut to
She
come
missed
to
her
it.
rollback onto the trot
She's going
fence.
the right way, but she missed again. She's not being
Yeah.
handy, so she's going to get deductions. You're not going to beat the people who don't do that.
Well, then she's going to have to go on her style.
And he just trotted. Again, we talked about no trotting.
I think that bank, if you don't attack it, I think it creates a little stutter step on it. I think you got
that's
to.
the second one that did that.
I think you have to kind of attack the bank so you don't get the horse to And for me, she's just got a little bit of slow cadence. You know.
Yeah, this is supposed to be a brilliant, faster cadence round.
I would.
Our course
He's
designer
jumping. I
told
mean,
us
he's
that.
jumping beautiful, but I would like to see him go a little bit more aggressive.
Well, it's what it asks for. Handy is that.
And remember, these horses have not been out. They've not been out here on this field. There's no practice that's gone down. This is not the second day. They were out here yesterday to walk around with the groom and let him graze. So they have not performed out here at all before this class today. So that does make a difference too.
And you know, really, they've all done well. I think there were only 2 or 3 horses that really were like hesitant. One didn't want to go to the first jump, another one, same thing happened at the Oxer, and one sort of was funny about the turn. But listen, out of all the horses that competed today, which was 33, that was pretty amazing. Imposing walking in.
It is. That's why the way the jumper schedule is so that when you come here to watch the jumpers, and the jumpers it would be when you come out here and all the poles are on the jumps are of the stripes. Now we're looking at these fences that we're jumping today are not stripes, not black and white, not red and white, not green and white. They're of natural earth tone colors, the browns and the stains and the natural logs and the hedges and things like that. So that's the difference between the hunter jumper. Now our next horse is going to come in here and he's going to roll back his left-hand short turn here to get started. And it's an Oxer, so they got to be a little bit, you know, accurate to get it.
And this is Jamie Taylor.
She did that really well, too. Right on it.
There's something about gray horses.
Yeah.
See? He said it, too, and he had no prompting.
There's
See?
something
We've all said that.
Something
We've all
about
said
gray,
that
something
today.
about a gray horse when he's out there performing. I guess
Everybody
he's,
loves them.
I guess it's just the contrast. He stands out on the grass, but they're beautiful.
And in history, huh? The great grays that were owned.
Yeah. And you go to the racetrack and you watch the racetrack. You don't see that many gray horses in the winner's circle for some reason.
Yeah. You know, I don't know. I guess so. I'm not too.
What color is American Pharoah?
Pharoah is bay, not gray. He would be
I
our
guess
most
What color is
famous
Barbara?
right now.
Yeah.
What color is Secretariat?
That does call it.
What
for
color
sure.
was Man of War?
Good point, Steve. Good point.
That's
Now,
a good
look at
argument, Steve. You've
This
got
girl's
us there.
really, the horse is really going well, I have to say. She's doing really nice. She's doing the short options. She's carrying pace. She's made tight turns. She has 2 more jumps to go.
Well,
let's root for the gray.
Let's root for the gray. Come on, 1 more jump. You
Looks like
can
she's,
do it.
She zeroed in on the high side.
Yep, she
There
did
you
it. That was by far the best of the handies round
And
so
she
far.
made a turnaround real quick.
Yep, that's by far the best of the handies, for sure.
Wouldn't that be cool? How about that?
Our gray horse.
Do you have any grays?
The one I'm showing
The
here
only one she brought here is gray.
Gray. And the other one I'm showing, that's so funny you said that, 2 grays. One named Everest and one named Condor. A 6-year-old and a 10-year-old Grand Prix horse. Yes, 2 grays.
And what class will you be entered into?
Well, the 6-year-old goes in his 6-year-old. They have a 5, 6, and a 7. He goes in 2 classes to qualify for the last, his age group. And the Grand Prix horse just got here from Brazil, and he didn't have a very good flight, and he was in quarantine for a while. So we're going to start out on Tuesday in the $20,000 145 class, and we'll see how he's feeling and how he can hold up. I don't know if I'll go in the qualifier for the big one. I'm not sure he's in condition for that, but we'll see. We're taking it day by day.
He'll let you know.
Yeah, he'll let you know. Yep.
Well, just as you've called it, Jamie Taylor's ranked number 1 so far, 171 points.
Yep, 88 pretty much. Okay, here comes another gray.
And as we go in the lineup here, the scores are bigger scores too. So this is from, like we said, the worst score to the best score coming.
The horses that performed the worst come back last
Of the 12.
of the 12. The best
So
come
it's
back
12
last.
11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6 till we get to
Exactly.
the leader.
And, points added from both rounds? Is that how it's
Yeah.
determined?
Yep, both rounds.
So those that were able to score a lot of points, like you mentioned, if you're able to pick up an extra 4 or 6 points, it comes in the bank now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he coming out of the in and out. He had a little bit of a hard rub, which is also a fault in stylishness. Oh, then that's a big boo boo.
That's a
That'll be a
disobedience.
disobedience. That's like a disobedience. It's a disobedience, a refusal.
Disobedience, 45.
He's going to try it again.
Well,
She
you
gets
get
two
of 'em.
chances, but
Yeah.
now
No.
she's
No.
out. It's just 2 chances.
Nope, right in front of us here.
He wanted no part of going up that hill.
Oh.
He said, no way am I doing that. So she's eliminated.
A little bit when you have a derby and you're going to do it, you have to do your homework. You have to you should go somewhere and
Oh,
practice
she's
it
coming again. She gets a 3rd chance.
where there is
They're
and where there
telling
is
her that
one.
she can come again. Let's see what happens.
In hunters, you get 3 refusals.
Come on,
Yep.
come on.
Now she will be eliminated now.
Yeah, but she didn't really want to come. I think her trainer said try it one more time. Oh, look, she did it.
That's it.
Good for her. We love to see that. That's fantastic.
Next
Great
time
for
it
her.
won't be as
Good for
as
her.
imposing.
Oh, that's so good for her. That's never say never. We love never say never.
You don't really like leaving the arena with them being able to sort of get away with a full-blown disobedience. It's
Well,
not,
you know, quitters never win, so you gotta
know,
just.
right. Give her a lot of credit for sticking in there and getting it to happen. That's good for her.
That's it. That means a lot. We were talking earlier about individuals who got into this sport not from great wealth, but worked hard, mucking out stables.
Well, I bet there's a big list of that.
And we mentioned Margie Engel, who's been part of this Hampton Classic for
Yeah.
so many years, and the programs like what you guys are doing in your farm to give young people an opportunity to participate in such a great sport.
You know, it does come with you know, the background. The more background you have in it, the more knowledge you do. It's good for the development of the rider. They got to know the barn techniques. They got to know when the horse doesn't feel well, because you can't tell them.
Mm-hmm.
They got to know the natural signs. That was a nice rollback.
Very handy. She's so far been very agile, showing agility.
So this is now the trot part of it.
Yep,
Yeah.
now they got to do the canter, the spank. But you can tell, I think, the horses that, as Steve said, you have to do your due diligence, have gone and practiced this. They have these obstacles, places where you can go practice. Wolfer Farm, for instance, allows people to go over there and to practice these obstacles. And I think if you want to be successful, you have to have done them and your horse have confidence doing them, not just walk in here the first time, have never done that, and think it's going to happen.
I think this horse's jumping ability and style, he could have done the high options. He looks like he's got enough scope and jump to him. He just airs himself beautifully.
Yep, that was a nice round. One of Andre Dignelli's. I think that's going to be our highest score so far, don't you, Steve?
It very well could be. You know, she left out the high option on the center oxer. But I think they're thinking if they take the low, it's closer to go to the low than jump the high. But I don't know if I wouldn't go for the point, because they're not giving bonus points for a handiness only in the score. International derbies usually give a handy score and a high-low side. I wish they could have gotten inside of the Wolfer to come down the last line. It's just,
Yeah, they looked
it's
like
just
they wanted
they
to,
can't
but they just couldn't do it.
quite get there, when they roll back, they're faced with the big oxer there. And it's just too bad it didn't work out, that it could have sliced inside of it, but it's not there. Would have been one more spot to show off the handiness.
That would have really.
We have a nice crowd
sealed
out
it.
here today, catching view of this Hunter Derby. It's a nice turnout.
Yep. For our opening day,
Yeah.
of course, it all intensifies throughout the week as we approach Grand Prix Sunday. But we invite our viewers, if you're anywhere near Bridgehampton, this is the place to be. Come and
She just
see
took
the
the
Hampton
lead.
Classic. So what
She
happened there?
just took the lead.
Last round
Last
just took the
round.
lead.
Now this is this other young girl, Daisy Farish from Lexington, Kentucky, who is such a top rider and a young and up-and-coming rider. Her parents have famous racehorses, including Zenyatta.
And she took the left-hand turn, but she came down probably an extra 1 or 2 steps to make that rollback turn.
She did.
But still, I don't think the judges are going to take off that much as long as they jump in a beautiful style.
Mm-hmm.
Got a nice rollback, huh?
Mm-hmm. She's a very good rider. She's right on Tori's heels.
That's good because we need a team of them.
That's correct.
Tori can't
we
do it all by
we need
himself.
4.
Yeah.
Yep. For our next United States equestrian team. Yep.
Keep him going. Atta girl. You got to keep your leg active on this one because the horse is just, something that they don't do every day. So, something new to them.
Light rub. Not hard though, just a
No.
tick.
Woo!
Jump that.
Sure did. She's got to go around the whole gazebo then. Such a pretty jump. Would have probably interfered with everything if she would have pulled him and tried to sneak to the inside. Might as well keep it smooth now, right?
Yep, she's not going to be the lead, but she's going to get a very nice score.
Yeah, she left out both high options.
Mm-hmm.
We sort of had a gray day as far as the skies are gone, which has really made the temperature really lovely for showing and working out here in the sun.
Yeah, a little overcast isn't bad, I guess, right?
Makes for a good telecast.
It does. It brings out the colors.
It
That's for
really
sure.
makes for a I know that from previous work with
That's right.
all of the
Spoken like a true video veteran.
AGA events. That overcast day brings out the colors unbelievable.
Yeah. And we've got a lot of press here because press was invited to an opening day luncheon, and so that
A barbecue that I missed.
yeah,
She's in the lead.
she's it. Wow.
Because she got a higher score.
So
and
that's
this is their
Kelly Tropin.
That was Farish was in the lead. Daisy Farish. This is the romance. He had an 88 in the first round.
Wow.
Yep.
That was nice. See that's that quick turn right there. You get inside of the water. This one moves good. It's a nice mover too. Nice trot.
Over the log.
Come on, move him up. Ooh, he's shaking. He's playing. He's playing on her. He's playing on her. That will affect her score a little
It
bit.
will.
That
They
will mess up
can't
her
do those
score a little
little,
bit.
like, oh, resentful, I don't
Those are
want to
little
go,
those
I
are
want
little
to change
boo-
my lead thing.
Those are little boo-boos
Yep.
that you don't want to see happen with
It
such a
counts.
classy round.
He was just a little argumentative when she said, come on, I don't want you to change your lead, I just want you to go forward up the derby
He
bank.
played with her a little bit
Yep,
and
he did.
tossed his head at her.
Yep. Change the lead. They don't like that lead change in hunters. They want him to stay on the same lead as the front leg and the hind leg. It's not going to kill her, but it's going to prevent her from winning.
It'll take away from that 88, huh?
Yeah, it will for sure.
Here we're talking, the judges probably give it a 90. And we have no.
Well,
it is the prettiest mover in the
we're
whole
entitled
class.
to
It's
our
the,
opinion, I guess.
it
but
definitely has got the movement.
Well, with our
over the other
telecast, we're not
horses.
connected to the judges. They don't know what we're saying, or what they're doing. So
we have no influence
we have no
whatsoever.
influence, whatever we could say.
No, they're probably just listening to iHeart Radio in their earphones as they're judging.
Well, sure, you know, which is a good thing to do because they're one of our sponsors today. So.
Yep.
But the subtleties, the nuance, what goes into this is really something that comes with experience and knowledge and doing. Have you ever competed, Steve, in something like this in your equestrian career?
Oh yes, yes sir.
So you know.
I'm proud to say I have a 99.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
Yeah, we've had the 100, not Derby necessarily, but 100 Classics around. For a while, they used the open numerical score, and in Kentucky, I got a 99.
Wow.
So.
Wow.
I had one hunter that I won about 80 classes in a row without losing a class. A famous horse, Touched the Sun. He was just an unbelievable animal. So.
Wow.
I like hunters too. I'm not just a jumper guy. Tori's joined us again.
Last horse. This is it. We'll see. And she can handle pressure. Swapped to the other lead. That's a deduction. In front of the jump, it went from the left lead to the right lead. That's a bit of a deduction.
Maybe they didn't see it.
Possibly not from the back because they are behind us.
Because it's a rollback.
And they are behind us. They're in the grandstands.
And we're a little bit
Mm-hmm.
to the side, and we can catch it.
And being in the #1 position, she has a couple of points to burn, I guess.
Well,
compared to
because
the
the horse before her sort of didn't lay it down, and put her under more pressure, so that would have given her a little more leeway.
He had that little bucking before the new Derby bank, exactly.
What score did they get that last round? Did you catch it?
174.
There's your high side, so there's an extra point.
Mm-hmm.
Now the next fence is double wide, but it's not high-low anymore. It's just double wide. It's just a double wide, same height, coming up on this oxer here. Now this one here, she's got a chance to pick up an extra single point. Okay.
And she did. She did the high side. That was
Wow.
beautiful. I really have to say, if it was my guess, that's your winner.
Good crowd
I don't
reaction
think,
out
yeah,
there.
I don't think that anyone's, that was the last horse, and she was in the lead going into it, and she laid it down again. So, good for her, huh?
It was.
Wow. Wow. Well, let's
I've watched her ride all kinds of horses, all different types of horses, and her horses, the only thing I can keep saying over and over again, her horses love her. She just makes them happy.
Wow. Wow. It all came down to
The wire.
the wire, and we don't know yet.
the wire.
We
We
really
don't
know
know.
yet.
Oh, we know now, 94.
94, pretty good score.
Wow. We have a champion in today's
Yep.
event.
And deservedly so,
Yeah.
you know. I think you've got your quality horse, your quality rider, your quality round, and a quality score to take home the championship. That's
Yep.
beautiful.
I think, again,
Wow.
she's for sure
Wow.
was the
wow.
winner. She
Well,
has
let's look at our
beautiful.
listing here. Debbie, look who's here. It's Victoria,
Colvin.
#1.
Yep. Kelly Troppin.
And look at the difference.
Daisy
1
Farish.
point, 1 point, 1 point,
Yep.
1 point.
That's how it's usually that close. Amanda
Wow.
Derbyshire, Jamie Taylor, and Tori Colvin again.
Wow.
Yep. So
Wow.
Tori was first and sixth, and then you have, as we said, Daisy Farish also is up and coming.
Look at all those
rider. She's
American
third.
flags. Look at all those American.
I know, I tell you.
Huh? Hunters is an American. It is an American sport.
It really is. So our $50,000 iHeart Media Hunter Derby presented by Gurkha today. This is our Atlantic opening day. What an event. What an event.
It was great. What an opening. I love it. What a way to start the whole week.
Her share of that 50 will probably be 15,000.
Right. So
It's like 30%.
So how does it work out? They break it down amongst
It's broken down in a percentage from the total purse, and then there's percentages that's in place that you win X amount percentage of the purse, and then the next person wins 20%, and then, you know, down till it gets down to maybe they cover the entry fee of the competition, what they pay to go in it. Each one of these horses had to pay a fee to go in it, and we call it an entry fee. So
Well, the
Look,
cooler
the
is
most
being,
prestigious Hampton Classic cooler.
Oh, beautiful.
Oh, are they? Boy, do you want one of those? I can tell you.
Oh, yeah. Look at that.
It's beautiful.
Somebody's leaving here with some fancy.
Oh, I have a couple, and I'd still cherish them. I made them into pillows.
Beautiful.
I made them into pillows.
I
so
will
I
make
can keep them.
I will make a bet that this girl's got a trunk full of them already.
I think so, and she'll be getting a trunk full more. Yep, she is one of
She's
the
got
best.
so many of these coolers that she would have to take them home in
5
a
minutes left.
moving van. She's so used to this spot, though. She just is a winner. And a lovely girl. I mean, she's so nice and so polite and so, you know, we think the world of her.
We have Kim Tudor out there presenting. Kim Tudor is always in getting everybody the right everything. She's been with the Hampton Classic from the get-go, and she makes sure that all the presentations are done just the first class.
Look how alert this horse is. Look at his ears. He says, "I'm pretty. Take a picture of me."
I just won. I'm the winner. Oh, look at, she's going to get a huge gherkin bag. Wow. She's getting a beautiful, one of those purses Marty was talking about from the presenting sponsor.
She's
Look
going
how
to
pretty
need a
that
moving
is.
van before she leaves here to take all this stuff home.
Wow, this
Maybe
is
want to use one of the
fantastic.
TV trucks to help her take
Well,
all her
sure.
trophies home from the show.
Well, we could transport a lot, but I don't think we're too good with horses in our.
I think he's talking just about the
I'm talking about
prizes
her-
she's going to give,
her
not the
winnings.
horses.
Her winnings
just
and
her
her
winnings.
prizes and her trophies and her
And this
coolers.
is just day one for Victoria.
Well, congratulations to Victoria and to all the riders in this and horses in this great class. That ribbon, seeing that special ribbon attached, means everything.
A Hampton Classic blue ribbon is special. It's not just a blue ribbon. It really means more.
This is wonderful. To all of our participants today, and what a great week we have planned, Debbie.
Look at this
I'm
horse.
excited.
He's got his mouth on her shoulder. I don't know if she's used to that or not. Probably one of the sponsor-related people, and she's going. He's got his mouth on my shoulder.
Yes,
Oh, well.
he's so happy.
He's
giving
horse friendly. That's all.
A lot of people are afraid of horses because they're so big. They're
Yeah.
overwhelming a little bit, and they go, "Oh my gosh, I'm nervous. He's touching me."
Kisses. Oh. Well, you know, you've been around enough of them that you don't take them for granted. You know, sometimes you don't want to sneak up on them, that's for sure.
Even as long as I've been in, I like to stay on the front side.
Oh, look, and the photo
Look
opportunities.
at him. He's going to go over and touch her shoulder a little bit. She's going to keep a smile on your face. He's not going to bite you.
That's it. Let's get those photos there. Hey, Debbie, I'm told we need to wrap this up for today.
Okay. Well,
but
we've had
this
a
has been
great day.
great working with you. And Steve, thank you for coming by. I hope throughout this week you'll stop by.
Well, I
and
hope I
see
didn't
us.
interfere. I enjoyed it. It was fun to come in
This
and
has
sit with you
been
guys.
fantastic. This
You-
has been a beautiful day working with you guys and sharing your knowledge and
Well,
points of
hopefully
view.
we'll do more this week, and Steve is not as busy as normal, so we should really try to get him up here because he knows more than anybody about all of it. So it would be great.
Well, our pleasure.
Okay.
For WVVH, I'm Ernie Shimizi. It's a pleasure being joined by Debbie Stevens and Steve Stevens. Stay with us. VVH will be carrying the Hampton Classic throughout this week, culminating with our big event, that Grand Prix Sunday. So for all of us here at WVVH here in Bridgehampton, Hampton Classic, thanks for watching. More to follow. Our next live event will be on Tuesday, but tomorrow we'll be providing some special coverage for some of the special events, ASPCA, Riders with Disability. We're going to be here covering all of that and bringing that to our viewers. So for now, that's all from Bridgehampton. Stay with us. We look forward to seeing you again for our live broadcast on Tuesday.